and then he drew like 4 back-to-back just terrible cards, awful cards. And so he was winning in tempo, but just basically had nothing then after that.
Yeah, those kind of cards are really hard to evaluate, especially in Wild now that there's so many cards in Hearthstone. The amount of variance on Renounced Darkness is absolutely absurd, but judging from these opening hands, we're going to have a slow, control-y game.
Well, Ali has Stonehill Defender, which ranges in power levels significantly based on what class it is. Jackie's playing Priest, and Ali has all neutral cards, so we actually don't know what class she's playing right now.
Maybe Hunter, because it's a Thunder Lizard? All neutral
More
cards
neutral
again.
cards.
Warlock. Wow.
She's got Thunder Lizard. That says if you have played an elemental.
Yeah. Is this a singleton
deck.
Warlock? This might be some sort of Reno deck. That's my
be,
first
right.
instinct, because I see Thunder Lizard. I'm like, why would you put that in your deck? All one-ofs. It's the only reason, right?
Wait, but she also has like crazy opportunities for like Battle Cry synergy with elementals.
Boom.
Good call, Fireback. Good call. Yeah, and with Brand Bronzebeard, the League of Explorers legendary. So we high chance
exactly
that you picked up Reno Jackson. And I wonder if she just put all of them in. Just put Jam Elise Starseeker in there. Why not?
Oh, I love Elise Starseeker.
What about Rafam, the Architect?
That's probably pretty good. There's not too many board clears, I guess. Just kind of go for the zombies against some of the non-board clear classes.
Do you really go Timepiece of Heart? It feels like zombies is like the best card in that, and then the second best is the Lantern, the +10/+10.
+10/+10 is sick.
Yeah,
people
it's like Pyroblast.
It's way better than Pyroblast. You deal them 10, they have to kill that minion or they die. So then you force what they can use their mana on. So like for example, if you deal them 10 and they have Reno Jackson, they still have to Siphon Soul the minion. They can't play the Reno Jackson. So it's super powerful.
Yo, check out this awesome play from Jackie. Ali thought that she had it made. She adapted the Thunder Lizard, challenged the Death Lord, maybe pull out a big minion, but Jackie denied it with the Shadow of Madness, which is a card no priest really plays here. And I mean, Jackie's got a couple of awkward cards too. What if he's playing Reno Priest? I don't know. Reno Priest is actually pretty solid, and if he opened up Death Knight, that might be all the more reason to go for it.
If he has the Death Knight, then this is going to be really tough for Ellie to win, just because how powerful that effect is, how much value it gains you over time, unless she also has the Death Knight.
Yeah. This is also a very heads-up play by Ali Straza. I think a lot of people get suckered into believing that they only should play Tolvir Stoneshaper when they guarantee have the Divine Shield and Taunt.
I casted a game where that happened yesterday, actually, or 2 days ago, with some of your friends at Tempo Storm, and it cost them the game actually by saving it, trying to actually hold on to it for the value. Sometimes you just need that tempo. You just need a 3/5 on the field.
It doesn't end up working out very well for Ali Straza in this position, but I don't hate the play.
Yeah, one of the reasons why she kind of goes for that play is she has no AoE in her hand, and I guess she feels like maybe Jackie can really snowball this board. She's got to fight for it at least a little bit because she doesn't have a backup plan. If she had like Twisting the Other in her hand, then she doesn't have to fight as aggressively, because if everything goes wrong, you're just twisting. But that's not the case right now.
Yep, Ali doesn't have a very good hand. I would like to see a life tap in this position.
Well, she also has the ability to maybe kill the Dreadlord.
Oh, do you want to do that instead?
I like killing Dreadlords against Priest because sometimes they just Divine Spirit Inner Fire you and kill you.
You're right. The Inner Fire threat is really big.
And you have to imagine she has pretty large minions in her deck from what we've seen so far, so there's a potential huge upside to it.
Yeah, well, and you can't really like underestimate Jackie Chan. He could be playing like Divine Spirit Inner Fire, or maybe plays like Divine Spirit Confuse, and then or like Crazed Alchemist or Kooky Alchemist.
So many things could go wrong.
Yeah,
and right now,
you're right.
The Warlock's hand can't really react to anything. She has no removal in her hand. So if things go wrong, you're screwed. So trying to preemptively stop things from going wrong is a great way to play when you don't have the removal.
Sure, makes sense to me. Jackie's got all the control over the board.
Card draw is just insane for Jackie now.
Warlock hasn't even been able to get any real card advantage itself. Ali has not been tapping.
Any duplicates in Jackie's deck? I don't think we have. And we've seen about half the deck with no duplicates, which means this may be a Reno mirror.
Reno Mirror with...
Depending on Jackie's win condition, the fact that he's drawing all of these cards could eventually turn into a liability for him. If he doesn't have the Death Knight, or if he doesn't have some sort of Velen Burst finisher.
There's some really tricky stuff available to Jackie right now because he drew Arcanized Soul Priest.
Like what?
You know, the fact that, like, Light of the Naru with Arcanized Soul Priest guarantees that you get the Light Warden. Because whatever minion you kill, it's still damaged, so you're able to get it. And because it also had spell damage from Valence Chosen, that actually dealt 4 instead of 3. I was just kind of pointing out that he's got some tricky stuff.
Yeah, these priest decks oftentimes get in spots where they have tons of options, especially when Northshire Cleric Styx gets buffed and goes out of control.
I wonder if there's an opportunity for Jackie to even set up like a sneaky lethal because of how much damage Light Warden can scale into the later stages of the game.
A cute little combo in his hand with the Spirit Lash to damage everything and then Holy Nova to heal everything back up.
Right.
So
that actually might be some kind of lethal case.
He has 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 damage on board currently, and he can heal 5 targets next turn with the Spirit Lash, Holy Nova, and each heal buffs the Light Warden by 2, so that'll be an additional 10 damage. So in each minion Allie plays will increase that by another 2. So it's already at 19. So if for some reason she doesn't clear anything and plays a couple of minions, she could die.
There's also the fact that Zombie Chow, excuse me. You're not that fat, Zombie Chow. You're great. You're perfect how you are. You're beautiful.
This is why his shirt's falling off. Rodan's making fun of Zombie Chow so much that he's he's going bulimic. He's lose all his weight. His shirt doesn't even fit anymore, and it's all Frodan's fault.
I'm just trying to say that Zombie Chow has much more potential with Arcanized Soul Priest as well in the future turns. Jackie's trying to count the damage right now. Also, Spirit Lash heals too, so that would have also, if Priest had the room to heal that much, it's like a lot of burst potential coming in here.
Yeah.
Jackie's just going to draw cards, doesn't want to overdraw, so he didn't full trade into everything.
These Zombie Cows are going to offer a lot of surprise burst later on. So he's a little bit worried right now about Twisting Nether. That's he commits more to the board,
but he's got so much Zombie Cows that even his opponent Twisting Nether, it's kind of a moo point.
No, it's not a moo point though, because the Zombie Cows were offering, you know, like the kick in the teeth to finish this game. With them on the field now, you can't combo them with Alkanite. Like Twisting happens and Ali Straza's right back in this game.
The heal for 10 is a big deal.
Right. If he would have held on to it, he could have went Alkanized Soul Priest plus like Shadow Word Pain or potentially a top-decked Circle to remove the Zombie Chows later on.
So you want the Cabal Talon Priest to come down in that position instead so you can hold back a Zombie Chow?
I think it's okay to play nothing and just be fine, yeah. Or potentially Cabal Talon Priest. He does have a lot of minions in his hand. Maybe you don't need to save any.
I'm seeing double Belcher in hand for Jackie, so I don't think he's playing the Reno deck.
Right.
But the Obsidian statue is...
Maybe N'Zoth?
Yeah, it could be a N'Zoth.
So if N'Zoth is his kicker, then it is still possible for Alistraza to fatigue him, because if you look at the thinness of the decks on the right side of the screen, Alistraza, a lot of cards left. Jackie Chan, about half as many cards, because he's been drawing with Northshire Cleric almost every turn since turn 1. So if she can string together maybe a good Kazakis potion, a Twisting Nether, and maybe a Shadow Flame, get enough AoEs to just shut down the N'Zoth potential from Jackie Chan, she could kill every minion and have that be a win condition.
Your opponent just used a Shadow Word Death, by the way, and Osric will be a 5/10 taunt.
Not too risky.
Not necessarily the best value that you can get from him, but...
in this position, I really like cashing in on the value of the Bone Mare. You're not always going to have a target for it, and it's a pretty good target now, but she is going to risk it. She says, yeah, 1 Shadow Word Death has been used. She has also not seen any 2-ofs from Jackie's deck.
True that.
So she may believe that he's playing a Reno deck as well, which...
will be shut down with the Shadow Word Death.
He is not playing a Reno deck. We thought so for a long time as well. Not a lot of 2-ofs in his deck.
Yeah, I mean, because it was just kind of the weird mishmash of stuff, like Light of the Naru. But I guess the double Zombie Chow would have given it away, actually.
Oh, actually, yeah, there's been 2 Zombie Chows, right.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay. So, yeah. But the risk against the Shadow Word Death there. She does have the Reno to recover, so it's not all is lost.
Yep. There's also Brand Bone Mare. Oh my
Jackie
goodness.
Chan is being very aggressive with these card draw. If there was like a Defile from Allie, she could make him draw 6 cards. Do some really wacky stuff.
What is this combo? Brand Bone Mare.
There you go.
What?
Both Shadow of Deaths have been used.
Yeah.
So if the Osric gets Shadow of Death, this was the plan.
Yeah. In fact, that's probably what she was thinking about.
Right.
If my opponent does have second Shadow or Death, he has no more deaths, and this sticks.
Yeah. And she's evaluated, I have enough life to be able to make this play, and I'll stabilize again.
Jackie can Shadow her Pain, use the Wild Pyromancer flame effects to draw a card off the Acolyte.
You draw a lot of cards, yeah, potentially. Just need a spell.
Yeah, maybe another spell to get through this 9/7. Holy Nova draws another card.
How many cards are left in his deck? What do you think? That's about like 8?
Definitely less than 10 for sure. It's looking pretty thin,
Yeah.
honestly, like Zombie Chow.
It's it's way thinner than Zombie Chow.
Wow. Just when you were done complimenting. Ooh, interesting.
Interesting. Full board clear.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Board clear.
More card draw. That's what he needed.
What's his finisher here? Is he trying to go for burst?
It's got to be N'Zoth. He used Light of the Narrow on minions. He didn't
Yep.
hold it for burst.
Double Death Lord with Obsidian Statues, Belchers.
Right.
Seems
He may
reasonable.
have Entomb, which could be, a tipping point.
Yep.
Entomb's a crazy powerful tool for these kind of situations because it adds a card to your deck and removes a card from your opponent. So in control
Right.
mirrors, it's kind of like a 3-for-1. It costs a lot of tempo to actually utilize, but you remove a threat from them, so it kills their threat. So Entomb already killing their minions, going 1-for-1. Then it puts that minion in your deck, and then you can draw it and then play it, and then they have to answer it with a card of theirs. So it's just an insane value play because you're playing with more cards than your opponent.
Well, Ali Straza reveals what we knew, but I'm not sure how much Jackie was paying attention to it, of the Reno Jackson coming out. I'm sure all the one-ups probably, like, Thunder Lizard may have tipped him off.
Right.
And the brand Bronzebeard probably indicated that's League of Explorers, which, by the way, I think Jackie, because we've seen Zombie Chow and Belcher, is probably leaning towards Curse of Next Ramus. We don't know if he's able to finish it and get into a little bit more than that. But right now, it seems like Ali kind of got hit by this big obsidian statue wall. How's she going to deal with it?
She could trade Shadowbolt, develop a minion. She could also try and ignore it and develop into it, which is a little bit scarier because of the death rattle effect of the obsidian statue being absurdly powerful. Is that like the first tap of like the game?
Nah, she's tapped, I think, a few times.
Yeah. She needs to find. Ooh.
Oh, this is very cute. I like it. Maybe giving off a 1/1 instead of Reno. Double hold. Oh, just kidding. Why did we expect another result?
Oh, that's why he's been drawing so aggressively. It all comes together. There's a master plan here. I was like,
when I was doubting Jackie
right.
Chan.
I was gonna start saying like, man, it seems like he's gonna just lose in fatigue with this game plan. What's his win condition? N'Zoth just gets cleaned up by Twisting Nether. But he is going to win in fatigue because the Death Lord's going to pull cards from Allie's deck, and he just added her entire deck to his deck. So he will win in fatigue in this position every time now.
Brilliant.
The Archbishop. It's
Archbishop
golden.
Benedict. Yeah, it's also, it's his legendary from Knights of the Frozen Throne, and it's a golden Archbishop Benedictus.
There you go. That's like perfect for Wacky Chan. Like Blizzard, I don't know, they must have tweaked the RNG a little bit on those packs to give him golden Archbishop there, There's nothing more fitting, for him as a character.
Agreed. I wonder what was his 30th card, too, now. What if it was something to combo with it?
The 30th card's N'Zoth, right?
Is it N'Zoth? I mean, we don't...
Well, actually, you might not have that expansion, right?
Well, no, everyone got Whispers of the Old Gods.
Okay,
but
so
we don't know if he got that legendary.
Right. He definitely wants it with this deck for sure.
Oh, man. Jackie's got the Auchenite and the Circle of Healing, so it doesn't matter how wide Ali goes onto the board. This will get cleaned up somehow.
And you can see, it's just a complete switch of kind of roles here in this game, because in the early stages, Jackie Chan was drawing all of these cards, so we saw Allie kind of not playing for tempo, but just like trying to make sure she just kept clearing Jackie and saying, yeah, the longer this game goes, the better it is for me. And now suddenly, because of that Archbishop, there's no longer that fatigue clock on Jackie, so Allie needs to be the one pressuring Jackie, and we can see her aggressively develop minions because of that.
Allie doesn't even want to life tap anymore. She doesn't want to draw because she's recognized what Jackie wants to do.
Yeah. I don't know if not tapping is going to help her, though, because you have a few outcomes here. One, you're like, maybe I can still win in fatigue by not tapping. And then option 2 is, well, there's no way I can win in fatigue because of the Dreadlords and the Archbishop, because the Dreadlords do make you draw cards. So that I have to win through pressure and just go aggressively as possible.
Right. Fatigue isn't really an issue here. It's only if your cards individually are more powerful than your opponent's cards individually. But he has your cards. So, hypothetically, he should go even.
Yeah.
As long as the life total is not in threat or any danger.
This is going to be a huge tempo swing, though. The Blaze Caller, pulling a minion from Allie's deck. If it's something big, no, it's not.
Oh, no. That's... And it's also a card that you'd wish you had the Battle Cry.
Right. Now the decision to tap or not to tap. Looks like she's going to stay true to the line established last turn, not tapping.
Side effects? No. Trust me.
Wow, that is some poetic. That is not justice. That is a tragedy written in 3 parts there. The first part, of course, is Allie trying to get board position. The second is Jackie stealing a deck. And now the Fire Plume Phoenix goes to the other side here.
Yeah. Such a great moment because Allie looked so comfortable. It looked like she was going to win the game. And we were like, what's Jackie's finisher? How does he possibly win? Why is he drawing so much?
Yeah.
And then, bam. Beautiful.
This is a full board clear. I think I'm trying to think of cards that can bail out Allie here. Does she have a Death Knight that we don't know about? Perhaps. Does she have?
Have we seen any Knights of the Frozen Throne cards?
Cobalt Scalebane.
Right. So we have. So there's a Defile in there, and there's probably the Death Knight then, right?
Maybe. I mean, or it could be Allie just wanted to play elementals because she had like Tar Lurker and Thunder Lizard. Blaze Caller's pretty good too.
Those seem like cards that you're just kind of jamming in there to make the Reno.
There was a guy that at the very before Ungoro launched kind of made like a pact with the community on the forums. He said, if I don't hit like Legend with Elemental Warlock, I'm gonna like disenchant my entire collection. He made some kind of weird promise like that, and he hasn't posted in 4 months.
He just ran away.
He just disappeared.
Oh.
I think, because he actually wants to keep his collection, but part of me also thinks that he went insane trying to hit Legend with only Elemental Warlock.
Sure. I can see that happening. Elemental Warlock's not very good.
Well, Jackie looks like he can just run away with this at this point. Almost everything that he has sticks to the board. And this is where the Priest Hero power really shines, too. Just when you have, like, high health, mid-sized minions continue to stick.
Yeah, Allie needs a board clear. Needs Twisting Nether. Hellfire would be pretty good.
Just Poker Dreadlord is AoE. Helps clear 2 minions.
It's definitely not bad.
Oh, that helps. Getting card draw. Actually, well, at this point,
she's been intentionally not tapping.
Right. Well, I don't know if she has the luxury of not tapping anymore, but the spell damage plus the card draw here when her hand count's so low can be beneficial.
I think you just play both of the 5 drops. Stay true to your line. You said earlier on in the game, I'm not going to tap because I think I can win in fatigue, and I don't think anything's changed from that. So I think the analysis is still the same there.
Okay. So in that case, then, Allie still doesn't want to draw, and that Blood-based Thanatos is not good.
Because drawing means you're going to win by pressuring out your opponent. And she doesn't even have the board yet. If at some point she gets control of the board, maybe you can win by pressuring out the opponent. But she already committed to not tapping, which is why she doesn't have the board. So it's too late to kind of switch now.
Yeah, I can see that. Looks like Allie has the better board right now.
Well, Jackie gets to play his card, though. So if Allie top decks a blank, it's going to be, you know, bad news bears. Two draws, though, for her.
Darkshire Councilman, not going to be really good. So then what does Allie have? Does she have any other really powerful cards? Either Diraxis, Death Knight, second to last
Almost out
card
of cards,
coming up.
yeah. Not the Death
Floating Watcher. I mean, a life tap is supposed to buff that thing. The original Inspire card.
Yeah.
Hey, I guess that card scales 1 to fatigue if you think about it.
Scales great into fatigue. It constantly keeps ramping up damage. That's a good point, actually.
Yeah.
I would like to see her protected by not taunting it.
She's probably gonna. Oh wow.
Yeah, I don't like
letting
that.
The trade.
Because when you take fatigue damage, it gets +2/+2 every time.
Yeah. Every single time.
I'm a little intrigued by that. Could have forced both minions to trade into the Darkshire Councilman and started just ramping that guy up.
Yeah.
Just start tapping into fatigue.
It could be at she's just resigned to destruction here at this point. What is
It could
card
be
30?
that she wants it to I was gonna say she wants it to die maybe because it's a demon for the Death Knight, but it's not the case. Stonehill Defender.
Is there any? I mean, the Stonehill Defender is also biased to Warlock taunts. There's Felguard. There's Tar Lurker and Voidwalker. But
Saga
the Slither. I don't know if that's gonna be enough. She has to not only win the board.
We've seen all of her deck, and there are no answers to Sogoth the Slitherer in her deck.
Right.
So it's going to be pretty difficult, actually, for Jackie to clear that in a reasonable fashion. But is she going to be able to do 30 damage before the fatigue sets in?
Right.
That's going to be tough. So fatigue already coming in for 1, so that means in 6 more turns she's going to die.
6 turns is enough if she can stick something onto the board here.
6 times 5 is 30.
But Priest keeps healing for 2.
Priest keeps healing for 2, but she does have the little Sun Fairy Protector. The taunt, though. Oh, infinite taunts.
Infinite taunts or a Bog Creeper just to slam it down and contest the board.
I like the Stonehill Defender because it buys more time because your opponent has to spend more attacks into more minions. And every time that 5/9 doesn't go face, you win more.
I mean, the Bog Creeper also just challenges immediately.
No matter which one Jackie picked, he had won. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just by the nature of playing 2 taunts makes it so the fatigue's going to kill Allie fast enough.
Yeah, and I think Allie just kind of put the dots together there. Nothing really she can do. Jackie Chan takes it with his Arch Benedictus Control Priest.
Yeah, that was like... There was a plot twist in that game and
Yeah.
everything, so that was exciting. I had high expectations, and I was not disappointed.
That's right. That's right. Let's go ahead and check in with the players. So, Jackie, let's make one thing clear.